Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here with Sam, who's going to be talking with Yen, I believe it is, about hypnotherapy. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Take it away, Sam.
Hello everyone, hope you all had a wonderful Tuesday morning and welcome to today's segment on the Health and Lifestyle series. I'm glad you can join us. On our first segment, I had the privilege to speak with Bishop Richard about bioresonance and homeopathy, and I hope you got something from it. We may revisit the topic at some time in the future. For those who've missed it, you can contact Bishop Richard if you want to know more about bioresonance. His website is www.christoscentre.com. That's CHRISTOSCENTRE.com. Bioresonance deals with frequencies in our bodies, and as discussed last week, everything we touch, smell, hear has a frequency. And what else? Our thoughts and what we think carries a frequency. I'm sure many of you have heard about the law of attraction, how our thoughts manifest as our reality. But little do we know, it's not just a matter of thinking of something and it manifests. If that was the case, we would have everything that we want appearing before our eyes. And that could be a good thing or a bad thing. If we want something to appear, it's not only thinking about it consciously, but our subconscious plays an important part. What we do every day that we're not aware of can be helping or harming our life. So we have our guest today, Yen Cleary, with me. Yen came on a few weeks ago to do this talk, and we're just doing it again for our listeners because we had some requests to do this segment again. So I've known Yen for over 5 years, and she's a hypnotherapist. I'm sure all of you know about hypnosis, but what she does is not what you see on TV, okay, where people get hypnotized. It's more the therapy side. Yep. Okay, so she's a hypnotherapist, not a hypnotist. Okay, so welcome, Yen. It's good to have you on.
Hi.
And
thanks for having me.
Yep, awesome. You just went on juice fast as well.
Yes, I just did a 40-day juice fast.
Yes, and you got much of a tan on you too now.
Yeah, so I didn't realize vitamin D is really important for your health.
Yeah. And
vitamin D is really important for, if you feel really sad or anything like that. Vitamin D and walking brings all the happy feelings. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So you should go out in the sun in the morning.
Yes.
For around about 20 minutes on each side. So your whole body.
So each side, so you turn around to the sun.
Yeah. So at least 20 minutes on each side, and then you'll just feel happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
it's healthy for your cells.
Yes, and you're radiating today. Yeah. I can see that.
Thank you.
Well, let's. Can you tell us about your background, okay, and how you became interested in hypnotherapy?
Oh, yep. Yeah. So I had what's called circumstantial depression. Okay, so not chemically, or I wasn't born with it, or it's not a long-term thing. So my circumstantial depression came from my partner was in a motorbike accident. So he was taken away really quickly, and then I went down a downward spiral. And I did see some therapists, and a lot of it didn't kind of really work for me. So I thought to myself, hey, how about I'll study it. So I studied counselling, and then I studied psychology a little bit. Inside of my psychology studies, I found hypnotherapy. And I took on studying hypnotherapy all the way through, and now I absolutely love it. Hypnotherapy works instantly in one session rather than the long-term kind of counselling, or all those things work as well, but I just found that this worked for me really well. So I used a 20-minute session just on YouTube. into my ears, and when I woke up from that 20 minutes, I couldn't, like there's a pinnacle, you have a little tiny few seconds of choice whether you want to continue to go down to be sad or not. So I found that choice was extended for me, and I couldn't come down and couldn't be sad or depressed anymore. I'm like, wow, this 20 minutes was so valuable, and it worked for me. So I went to study it, and I went to...
Yeah, I guess it's that point, isn't it, where... I mean, let's get into how hypnotherapy works.
Yeah.
So you mentioned how, after listening to that 20-minute session, so there's some force that's actually trying to bring you down, go down, but somehow the hypnotherapy, changes that pattern.
Yep, that's right.
In your mind, yeah.
So what happens is we have actually 4 levels of brain. Okay, so you have brain matter in your spine, in your tailbone.
Yep.
So that's where you were first born. They have studies that you have brain matter in your tailbone, communicates through the spinal cord, and then at the base of your neck, there's a brain stem. If you make a fist, it's the size of your fist, and that's your reticular activated system.
Right.
So it does.
Is that where it comes from? I've heard of the reticular activating system.
Yeah.
For those that don't know what the reticular activating system is, it's there's an analogy where when you focus on something, when you think about something constantly, that thing would start appearing in your life.
Well, that's right. It's like if you buy a car, then you see the same car over and over. But the reticular activated system, it does all your mundane everyday things. So puts your clothes on, brushed your hair really nicely, has your showers, you don't need any thinking. So you don't wake up and go, oh, I should put my left foot in first before my right foot into these pants. And you just do it. So all your everyday things, that's done by your brainstem. So then that's directly connected to your amygdala. So your amygdala is the size of an almond, like 2 little almonds in there.
Yep.
And that's your reptilian brain.
Right, so that's your fight or flight.
Yep. So your reptilian brain does your flight, fright, or freeze. And in a moment of stress, you don't know which one you are, and you have no control over which one you are, and you may be all 3 or 1 or 2. But say there's a child underneath the car. Women can lift cars. So you can lift cars to save that child.
It's happened. I've seen it, yeah.
Yeah. And that's done by your reptilian brain, your amygdala, and you have no choice whether you lift the car or not, and you can't stop yourself from lifting the car if your brain goes, you must lift that car now. And it doesn't care whether your arms fall off, whether you hurt your spine, it just wants to save the child. Okay? So no choice. So you have no choice with your tailbone, your brainstem, or your amygdala. And then your neocortex, the cushy, fatty looking part, the part where everyone just thinks that that's the brain, you only use 5% of your frontal lobe. So if you make a dumb mistake, you go, oh my God, that's so stupid. And you hit the front of your head, you never hit the back of your head or any other sides, okay?
Yeah.
So we only use 5% of our brain.
Right.
And in every 1 second, your brain takes in over 1 billion bits of information, deletes it all down to around about 2,000 bits. You know of 100, consciously you take 1 or 2. So with hypnotherapy, we use all the 1 billion bits of information in every 1 second. So a lot of results can happen because we're using all the levels of brain together as one. So the conscious mind and the subconscious mind, they're together. So it's not that I'm only speaking to your subconscious, I'm speaking to your conscious as well. So that's where it's so effective. So if you have been smoking for 30, 40, 50 years, you can come in for 1 session in an hour and you'll quit smoking. You'll walk out the door, no longer a smoker. Only 1 hour. And you don't know why, you don't understand, you just don't want one.
Right, yep. So it's talking to the other 95% of the brain, yeah?
Well, it's talking to 100% of the brain.
100% of the brain, yep.
Yeah.
And the subconscious is the I guess the bigger part, I guess, because we can consciously try try to change something, but we can't do it. We just seem to
Yeah.
can't do it.
It's
So
just like mundane.
it's the other subconscious part that
Yeah.
you know needs to be spoken to. And
Well, quitting smoking is very similar to, you know, if that you put your hand on a hot plate or the fire. So if you put your hand on the hot plate, your brain just takes your arm out without your asking you whether you want to or not. So it just comes off. Okay. SS, Navy, SEALs, they can't leave the hand on the heat. They still take it off. So quitting smoking is like telling you to leave the hand on the heat. You have to smoke. It's like bang, you just smoke. And you don't know why, you don't want to, and you still do it. So to break that kind of habit, you can do it over 3 months, every single day. If you do it over 3 months, then you pretty much quit. But breaking a habit with hypnosis is really quick, 1 hour.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. To form a habit, it takes, they say, 3 months to form a new habit.
Yeah.
So hypnotherapy, I guess, is an assistance to change it a lot quicker than that. But I've learnt about NLP years ago, and I still use some of its techniques, you know, from anchoring, you know, to timeline therapy, to the swish pattern, which is my
they're really
favorite.
great.
Okay, I love that. I still use it. And it's like putting a new slide into your brain.
Yep.
Okay, because our minds, you know, creates mental pictures all the time. So basically, it changes that slide
Yeah.
in the brain. So basically, interrupting the pattern. You know, how does hypnotherapy differ from that? I mean,
So hypnotherapy, you can use any of those techniques, timeline therapy, anchors, and swish patterns, when the client is under hypnosis as well. So I can choose to have it awake or under hypnosis. So under hypnosis, they would be in a very, very deep, relaxed state. So our brain operates with beta, alpha, delta, theta. So theta, you're in a very deep sleep. Delta, you're asleep, and beta, it's like sometimes, you know, when you drive the car and you've forgotten a few suburbs, but you are awake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it happens
Yeah.
quite often.
All the time. Or when you're watching a movie and you're just so enthralled in the movie, people been speaking to you and you haven't heard. So that's the state that we really like for you to be in. It's the alpha.
The alpha
state. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So beta is you and me talking right now. We're conscious.
Right.
And then alpha is when you're really, really relaxed.
Yeah.
So I love using NLP in that beta state in that alpha state as well, because it's deeper, more strongly ingrained. Yeah.
Right.
And NLP is really great when you're conscious as well, because most of the time it's our conscious mind that fights the subconscious. So if you alter the subconscious and then you alter the conscious mind as well, then you have a really great partnership. That's where NLP is really amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're partnering.
Yeah, so I do both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I really love everything under hypnosis, because then you're in a really deep state.
Yeah, because
and
you're going to be
longer.
in that state between your awake and the sleep in between.
Yeah.
That state. That's where you're open to suggestions.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
And the thing is, you've got to really want it to happen. You've got to will it to happen. Because as a hypnotherapist, I can't make you do anything you don't want to do. So if you don't want to, quit smoking, then I can't force you to. So you really got to want to. Also, like, I can't make you do anything you don't want to do, like ask you to give me money, or like a hypnotherapist be really rich then.
Right.
Yeah, so all you need to do is really want it to happen, will it to happen, really want to change, really want to be successful. Like, I get clients that, have barriers with money. I have clients that have barriers with creativity, or phobias, like fear of being in an elevator, fear of flying. There's a lot of couples that come in as well. So they've like lost the love, and they can come in for therapy where, subconsciously I tell them that they are in love. And it's just like that they've lost a little bit of it, and
I see. Yeah.
And like it's astronomical what you can do. Like as long as you want it, then all I do is I say what you've been saying to me to your subconscious mind.
Right. Yep. Yep. Well, what issues and conditions have you been able to resolve for people?
Yeah, there's
So you mentioned a few there already.
yeah, there's
Is
so
there any
many.
others
My
that's-
most favorite one, like I have a really soft spot for quitting smoking. You know,
Right.
I had a clinic in the Deloitte building, and when I was very young, like I began my practice, and I was more like pompous and wanted to be world renowned and famous, and I was, you know, just dressed in high heels, packed the makeup on, and you know, I was just so,
Yeah.
was awful. But I didn't know, you know, but I did get myself to the place where I could shut my clinics, and my dad was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer from smoking. So, and the whole time I've had hundreds of people quit smoking with me, and I haven't been able to tell my dad. So like God taught me a really big lesson where I nursed my dad for 8 months, and we lost him now. And I've opened my clinic in Pinnacle in Parramatta, and there's a clinic in Double Bay as well. And since I've opened that clinic, I've seen hundreds of clients now for quitting smoking, you know, and I've seen hundreds of clients. I've only had one client come back after 2 months, and she picked up a cigarette. So for me, I have a really soft spot for people who want to quit smoking, because quitting, like, smoking has a real big impact on the family.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like a big impact because it's just one cigarette at a time and you can't really see it. But if you measure it over tens of years, it's over $200,000 impact, plus on your health and your family and all the things that they've missed out on. So
Exactly. Yep.
yeah, my most favourite client has been a beautiful lady in her 50s. She works for the prison. She's a registered nurse at the prison in Parramatta. She started smoking at 9 and has never quit. She smokes a pack a day. Has never quit before, not even half a day. So, and then doesn't even drink water. So she came in, didn't believe it, so she was kind of skeptical already, and I thought to myself, oh my gosh, she's just not going to work. And then we did it anyway. When she woke up, she grabbed the bottle of water and drank it, and that was the first time she had drinking water since she said to me she was 7.
Wow.
So she just drinks Gatorade, like soft drink, coffee. And so she drank water, and she has fruit now, and she hasn't smoked for almost a year now. Yeah,
Wow.
I tell most of my clients that want to ask questions to ring her. Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, she's just like, if you call her, she'll tell you her story, and she's just lovely. She works at the prison. When she went back to the prison and told everyone that she quit smoking, everyone laughed at her. She had the most horrible time. Even she told people she was going, people just laughed. All the nurses, the inmates, they all just laughed. And you know what? She's still not smoking. And
Wow.
she's referred clients, and people just cry. It's just amazing. She's
Yeah.
one of my biggest rewarding clients, and I'm just like so moved by it. And the thing is, if you want to quit smoking and you make the phone call to me, that is just, I profoundly respect that. It's a big deal. It's a big deal to quit. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, it is it's a tough one, the smoking. What else? What else conditions? I mean, you've got quite a few
So
clients.
I do have phobias, a lot of phobias. So there's this lady, she came in and she hadn't been in an elevator since 11. So or flown an aeroplane or a train or go on buses. Okay, so it's like debilitating.
Yeah.
And she took a day off because she needed to show her children how to get the train to a school. Took the kids out of school, and they were going to take the train, and she just held on to the platform, and the kids are like, Mum, let's just go, it's just a train. And she's like holding on to the platform on the ground on her hands and knees and couldn't get on.
That would be a sight.
And everyone was just staring at her, and they just went home. So that was a big impact. And she said, I will walk up 8 levels to level 8. She will walk the stairs, and I've never walked up to 4 or 5 levels. I haven't done that.
Yeah.
So I had her, and she was, that night I went to class. She sent me an SMS, and it was a video of her you couldn't really see her, but you could see the reflection, and it was her in an elevator. The door shut. She went up these levels, and I'm like in tears, crying in my class.
Yeah.
So, and then the next day she booked her flights to Europe.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, she'd never
That is
been on an
amazing.
aeroplane since like a child.
Yeah.
Never been away.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
That
so that was
that's
really
amazing.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah. So the success rate you were mentioning, for example, the quit smoking, only one client come back that
Yeah, well,
that
the
can quit,
average
and then,
success rate is 95%.
95%. Yep.
Yeah, but since I've, like, God's taught me that massive lesson, like, stop being, like, awful.
Yeah.
Be more humble,
Yeah.
you know, be more, like, for the people, not for yourself, about, like, what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So since that, then I've been 100%.
Wow.
But before that, I've been 90%, or maybe even like 80%. So I would see 10 clients, 1 or 2 will come back.
Right.
But now I've seen maybe 200 and something clients, only 1 have come back.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like it's the 200 something is everything else too.
Yep.
Like you know, phobias, relationship, money, all those things. And procrastination is a big one. Exams, I get exam anxiety.
Yes.
I get a lot of artists, so artists that have stage fright, public speaking, stuttering.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, the whole range of it.
Yeah.
Hey?
Yeah.
Anything that you can think of, I guess.
Anything
you know.
that's kind of stopping you and you want a breakthrough with it.
Yeah.
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 Anything that's kind of like your personality or within you or in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly anything that your mind is stopping you, or even if it's you feel like a little bit sad or depressed or anxiety, or even if your family and children on finances, they're overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
So if you come to me and you have hypnotherapy, see, 10 minutes under hypnotherapy is equivalent to 4 hours deep sleep. So can you imagine how much your brain is being renewed, healthy, the cells are being renewed?
Yep.
Because what happens is, since 2015, we're all going to be centurions. We're going to be 100. So if we going to 100, healthy or not, is our choice. And yes, it's important to keep your body healthy, but if your brain fails on you, then you have nothing else. So with hypnotherapy, it just has you be very relaxed. Everything is okay. Everything is, you know, you're just okay with you, and you're just okay with what's happening in life.
Yeah.
And, you know, in that 1 hour, it's how many seconds is in an hour? 1 billion bits of information. It's just like the most amazing gift that you could give to yourself.
Beautiful.
And also, you really want to fight for it. It's really you hypnotizing you. See, I like every time I see one client, there's a real big impact on my health. And I do take care of myself for my clients. That's why I do fast and cleanses for me.
Yeah.
But so, because there's a real big impact on my health, I really want to have it work for you as a client that comes to see me. So what happens is you will need to really, really want it and fight for it for yourself and your life and for your family. See, and why I do it is, yes, I want you to be healthy. Okay, if you come in to see me, I want you to be healthy. But why I do it and why I do what I do is because my life's legacy is for the people around you. Yeah, I haven't met them. I don't know who they are, but it's your children, your husbands, your wives, your parents, your family. They're the ones that I'm fighting for because I'm their last voice.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? And that's why I love my work so much.
Yeah.
And
I can see what you do.
It's just so fulfilling for me because I'm really standing for the people around you, and I haven't met them.
Yeah.
Maybe I will though. Because normally I hear
you had a
that
client
they thank me.
also, was overeating too. I remember how her fridge was all junk food and things like that. Do you find that that's a big one?
That's a really big one.
Yeah.
And they're normally any weight loss is 3 sessions. So you'll see me 3 times. I haven't really had people come for the 3rd session, but the 3rd session is in there for you. I normally have people come for the 1st and 2nd, and then they're well.
Right.
Yeah. So a lot of times people call me and they're like, "Yen, I just like pushed the trolley past the chip aisle and I didn't get anything. And then I just did another loop around and I still didn't get anything. So strange. And I wanted to open a pack of chips to eat it, but all of a sudden I see a glass of water in my hand. Yeah, so that's really funny.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow, that's really amazing. So what's the process that people go through when they come and see you? You know, what's the process?
So I normally would ask clients to book, like leave aside 3 hours, but the session will definitely be 1.5 to 2 hours. So consciously I speak to you just like we're talking right now, and I explain to the clients about the brain, about the habit, and we do talk until there's no yeah but, how about, what if, what about this, what about that, I'm confused. So all that is complete. You don't have any questions for me or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we do an agreement, okay? So we do hypnotic agreements. So I say what I need to say to you, and then you say what you need to say to me, anything that you need to say, and then you do make a promise called you'll want it to happen, will it to happen, and that you'll follow instructions. And no hoping or trying, just doing.
That's it.
Yep.
Yes.
So then we shake hands, and then you go onto the quit chair, and there's an induction to relax you, and then I do all the conversations, and then I'll wake you up in an hour. So sometimes if there's organ healing that I see I need to do, then I would add in another 20 minutes. So it's 1.5 hours, depending on what we've spoken about. So the therapy will always be around about 1.5 to 2 hours. I always want you to book 3 hours because I don't want you to be rushing to anywhere. Sometimes people go, oh my God, the whole time I was just worried about my daughter. You know, we don't want any of those things. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, how can people get in touch with you?
So you can go on to www.pinnaclehealthclinic.com.
Yep. So that's Pinnacle, Pinnacle.
Yep. Health Clinic.
Healthclinic.com.au.
Yep. And you can just call me on my phone,
which is 0410 343 778.
Yeah, and right now I'm running a really good special. So for quitting smoking, it's normally $750, but it's $495. It's on Facebook, advertised on Facebook. So it's $495 for you to quit smoking forever. If you're a packet a day smoker, it's $820 a month. So it's around it's less than your 1 month's worth of smoking.
Yep.
And then I also have a book as well called How to Get a Bigger Bite Out of Life, and that's complimentary to you. So if you start calling in now, I will give away some of those books for free.
Wow.
I'll give away 10 of those for free.
Yep, the cost of cigarettes these days. Oh, jeez.
So I'll give away 10 of those books for free if you give me a call on my phone number, and I'll just mail that to you. So my phone number again is 0410 343 778. And there's 10 of those How to Get a Bigger Bite Out of Life books for you. That book actually changed my life. So it talks about your finances, does talk about your brain, it talks about different techniques and things like that to start saving money and having a bigger bite out of life. And there's a secret towards the end of the book that changed how I am with people. So when I see people now, it's very different for me, okay? So when I see people, it's lovely and beautiful. So there's a secret at the end. Just don't go to the end. Read the whole thing, and that book will alter your whole view of how life is. And there's 10 of those for you that I'll give away as well. They're worth $35 each.
Wow. Well, there you have it, guys. I mean, you know, I've known Yen for a long time, and she's such a wonderful person, and a really good friend. And I mean, there's a lot of talk about hypnotherapy these days out there.
Yeah, it's going to be great in the next 5 to 10 years. I'm trying to get it into hospitals. Trying to get it more popular, and it's kind of a little bit expensive now. But the more hypnotherapists there are, the more competition, the more it will be competitive, and it will be at a better price. And that's what I'm looking to do for us. That we'll have like little hypno buzzers everywhere, and you can go in and then come back out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Wow.
little hypno sheds or something like
Really?
that. Yeah.
Little pods,
Yeah, little pods.
little hypnotherapy pods.
Yeah.
Just to clean your
That's
mind.
right.
Just
Yeah.
like in the Matrix movie, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, just put those
Yeah.
headphones on.
If you'd like to as well, there's a lot of really great, amazing hypnotherapists online. So there's a lot on YouTube. And you can look into those. And
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, to our listeners, you don't have to go looking too far.
Yeah.
We've got Yen here, so you can always contact her. And I wish we had more time, to speak. And
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you for coming on, second time.
Yeah.
Just for our listeners. And if you'd like to give hypnotherapy a try, please contact Yen Cleary on 0410 343 778. Okay, or you can contact us on our website. We'll pass on the details to you. And for those who've missed it, okay, we will be having these talks on our YouTube channel. It's coming pretty soon. Okay, so you can always get Yen's number, contact details there. Okay, so this concludes today's segment on the Health and Lifestyle series. Hope you all enjoyed it. Please give us your thoughts at the Down Under Radio, and we'll see you all next week with another guest. He's another friend of mine who's a mortgage broker. Okay. Oh, actually, it's tomorrow. Sorry, I've lost track of time there. It's tomorrow. Okay. And he'll be talking about finance and success. So tune in, and we'll see you then. Peace.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that was an amazing talk by Yen and Sam there on hypnotherapy. So yeah, as you heard, we'll be back here tomorrow with Sam, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Have a good day, guys.